sure. Because I think if Einkrad can rotate well enough towards his Beastmaster and make sure that the towers start falling, that you overtake that area of the map, I am actually thinking one move they have a slight edge here. But on the other hand, Squadix, he's the guy that if he goes towards the bottom lane and delays this tower push from one move for quite some time, long enough for the Terrorblade to get strong enough that he can mirror the movement, and while he's losing the tower on the bottom lane, get the one on top, that would be so big, right? Yeah. So I'm really gonna be looking at these two mid laners. My own thought, I actually think one move are comfortable enough to win this game. I'm gonna say one move can win this one.
Yeah, I am liking the tiny mid pick as well. If he does get that quick blink dagger, again, before the BKB comes out for the Terrorblade, you know, he's going to be a massively squishy target. Even being able to jump onto the Hoodwink, the Pangolier as well, not going to be massively tanky. So just being able to get yourselves in, the blink dagger maybe into an Echo, say you get the Avatos combo off with a couple of right clicks into Tiny, he might just be able to solo kill heroes that normally you would have no business solo killing. So Tiny, if he does get the quick blink and get active on the map, I think one move we're going to be taking this early advantage, and we're going to be seeing some early aggression coming out south though. Leech Seed's going to be there. There's Counter Blast to get the slow up, but Pantomim, he wants to try and get himself on top of the damage, get those damage off onto the Snapfire, as well as that Clockwork, and just chase them back from these runes.
Be very, very careful at what he does. I really like that Virtus Pro just bailed completely out of that one. If they had turned, the Train Protector would have known that there's a ward on the hill. So now he is not certain, and he's not going to be dropping a sentry for potentially nothing.
Yeah, the Razors come out south though, getting really close to Munkushi here with the battery soul. There's not going to be any follow-up because the Snapfire wasn't close. So in fact, he turns around and gets another raise off. And Clockwork, he's lost so much health from that. But Munkushi in the lane just meets a net. He did actually go back into the river to pick up that third bounty rune there as well. It looks like they want to try and get aggressive again onto Noticed, just using these raises, but Shadow Fiend will be mostly out of mana here. Just zoning Noticed out of going for any of these creeps.
He understands that he has those 3 mangoes and he's gonna be fine. Level 1 Train Protector against these two Snapfire. She is a range hero, but doesn't have that much of a range, right? You do get close, and Train Protector is a nasty hero to deal with, especially if you have a heavy damage dealing hero behind him. That's exactly what the SF is. That's why he's putting these stacks on the enemy's heroes, because they can't do anything if he's if they have a couple of stacks of the raises. You know that you're gonna die if you turn around.
Yeah, and at least here, you know, they are finding that harass out. Like you say, they've taken down all the trees though on the side of VP onto this right side of the lane. Pantomim are going to be taking some harasser again. The battery assault comes out, but the Leech Seed was already used.
Overall, you know, so far so good in the lanes. Bottom lane Krillat is taking some damage, and that is why, you know, Dark Willow can be a very hard hero to deal with. Their Blade is a fast hero, but they've changed the Bramble Maze. You know, it used to take a lot of time to spawn. Now it's only 0.3 seconds. So if you just click directly onto the Terrorblade, no matter his good turn rate and good movement speed, he's still gonna get caught in it. And this hero really hates dealing with magical damage.
Yeah, it really hates being locked down as well in the place because he doesn't have the... Oh, get a quick pause. Hopefully it's just a Discord issue or something. We'll get ourselves back into it. Yeah, Discord. Or voice at least. But yeah, Krillat, he's got himself the Metamorphosis at level 2, so he might be able to attack from a distance, but if he's getting caught out and kited off through these brambles, it's going to be so hard to just to inflict that damage out. And Gilga, you can see as well, he's got that Shadow Realm, so he knows if that Metamorphosis comes out, he wants the panic button, he wants to be able to get himself out of the right click, turn around, throw the damage right back into Terrorblade's face.
It's not easy for Terrorblade to commit into this lane. Probably the Beastmaster will take at least a second point in Wild Axes, if not max it out before his ulti. And that magical damage is something that you have to be aware of. That's why he started the lane with the stick. He understood that there's going to be a lot of spamming here.
Yeah, and you can see again, Afterlife, another hero, he's rocking the 4 mangoes in his inventory. So they do want to be throwing out the spells as quickly and as often as they can here.
Munkushi's having some issues with his webcam, so the admins are telling him to turn it on. So far so good, you know, in the mid lane for the Pango, I guess. He is trading well with the Tiny. Pango we went through it multiple times. The way that you play the lane against the Tiny is that you force him to attack you, so that he cannot use the tree attacks to
Never
get
had a
forward.
chance.
Mind me, just a wee
And
fairy
Pango is
going
actually
about her
pretty good at
business.
that because you jump in with the shield crash and you just start punching him. He has to trade with you. He cannot just let you win that trade. But during that shield crash, you take less damage, and then just it's not as effective of a harass from the Tiny to do that to you.
Okay, we have our goes. The unpause is coming through, and we're back into it here. Aincrad, he is going to be taking a lot of damage in the mid. Squadix, he has the swashbuckle available to him, and Aincrad, well, he turns around with the avalanche, so the trade's coming off in this mid lane. Going both ways. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Pantomim caught in these cogs. There's even going to be the cookie in from Notice now as well. He's already used the Scatter Blast, but yeah, he's going to be completely out of mana there and won't be able to follow up. I mean, the Scatter Blast was only just coming off cooldown anyway, so he wasn't able to follow up with that after the cookie.
He does have the mangoes, he does have the stick charges, so he can go for that one, but as you mentioned, the cooldown was also a major issue when it came down to it.
Yeah, Sarish the raises the Scatter Blast to slow Munkushi down, and he wasn't able to then follow up with the raises. I mean, he would have had to use the mango anyway to commit for that mana, so Sarish going to be able to heal himself up. The pull comes through as well, but it looks like he's just trying to disrupt this away from Pantomim. Pantomim getting the partial pull through though, which that's going to be quite nice for the lane to push back in towards the favor of the Dire 1 tier, excuse me, the Dire tier 1 tower.
Especially because the ghosts are the strongest of the small camps. They can very easily kill sometimes even the full creep wave, and with three creeps there, they're gonna be disposing of them quite nicely. But Clockwork was constantly a part of that one, so no experience lost for Virtus Pro.
No. Bottom lane, again, the aggression coming out to Dotalicious. He's trying to trade it off, but with Gilga being able to drop the brambles and go into the Shadow Realm, you know, he can just out-trade for the minute against the Hoodwink. When the Hoodwink gets maybe more points into the Bushwhack, you know, that could turn around the other way. But for the minute, Gilga, he's fine with the trade-offs here up against Dotalicious.
Seems like he wants to really be applying pressure to the Terrorblade because he's maxing out the Shadow Realm. Usually we're gonna be seeing more points in Bramble Maze, but Gilgear wants to be a little bit more aggressive here in the lane and have that ability to harass from long range.
Look at this as well. Aincrad's trying to come in. Who gets it? Squadix gets it. He's gonna be able to get a kill. First blood. It goes the way of Squadix because Aincrad, instead of going over to the other rune, he tried to contest onto Squadix with next to no health. Squadix, the quicker clicker. And he's going to be able to get both water runes and the first blood out of this.
This is the way that you solo lose games for your team. Solo kill in the mid lane very rarely happens. Almost never on a hero that has 1000 HP. And that is your playmaking hero on both sides. So these are the ones that are going to have the most impact in the early mid game. And you just let that happen. That is a huge mistake coming out from Aincrad that is gonna be impacting the rest of the game for sure.
Yeah, and I can see the idea about it. They were both so low that whoever gets that water rune picks up the first blood. So it was a gamble by Aincrad, and it just doesn't pay off. The Squadix being able to get so much out of that. The Avatos does come through though. He might just be able to go. Swashbuckle comes out, doesn't go for the shield crash onto the Tiny. The Tiny now gonna have to use these bottle charges.
Gilgar is in trouble in the bottom lane.
Being chased down, and Kriya is just going to be able to pick up the kill. Dotalicious hides himself out of vision away from Gilga. Kriya just able to pick up the kill up against the Dark Willow. And he's still got that Metamorphosis form going. It's only about halfway through, so Afterlife now has to back himself away from the Terrorblade.
He does have Helm of the Iron Will, so he doesn't take that much physical damage, but it's a great start to the laning phase for the Virtus Pro. The heroes that they need strong are having a good time, and Snapbar is struggling, but if Notice gets levels, he's gonna be able to do something in this game. So it's not that big of a deal that he himself is getting crushed most out of all the cores in the map.
Yeah, and when that level 6 comes out, when the Mortimer Kisses do start to rain down, you're Saryush, the perfect partner to be dropping them on with Bash Assault as well as the Cogs. Until the BKB starts to come through for one move, you know, if they do move as a pair in the river, are they going to try and go? There's going to be a real nice pushback into the shield crash.
Just what I was waiting for.
The damage for Squadix, even with the 3 points there into the Swashbuckle, but it does seem that the Tiny will be able to get back safe. But yeah, the top lane, if they move as a pair, no reason they can't hunt a good couple of kills here once these level 6s are out for both heroes.
Both mid laners would have loved that haste rune, especially Aincrad. That would be his way to come back into the game, to just move somewhere to lane, get a kill. But in the end, at least Gilgir makes sure that it is not the Pango getting it. SquadX is TPing. He wants to start applying pressure first. Munkushi's in trouble.
Yeah, Munkushi, the cogs, it's going to be the cookie in now as well. The Rolling Thunder, it comes through. He's going to be facing the wrong direction, but he kind of turned himself around right back onto Munkushi. Swashbuckle, and the last right-click, SquadX. Really nice rotation there. The quickest 6, the quickest 7, which means that SquadX, he felt so comfortable looking for the kill onto Munkushi.
And it's during the time when there are no power runes, so you know that you're not going to be giving anything away to the Tiny. Tiny not known for his pushing capabilities, so he'll be back in the lane in no time. SquadX lost nothing, and he took away the life of the enemy carry. So now Munkushi on the top lane, he's gonna be feeling like it's not safe any longer.
Yeah, there's going to be the rotation coming in, the Brambles into the Shadow Realm coming through from Gilgir, but SquadX, that's only about half his health, and Aincrad doesn't get in range for the toss. So the Avalanche does a decent amount of damage, but against SquadX, he's got one more bottle charge left. He's going to be fine with this.
If one move are not rotating towards the bottom lane, it's a problem, and Phantom now he has been caught, and this Treant should be an easy pick. Or is he? He's actually pretty tanky.
He is pretty tanky. The Fairy Fire going to be coming out now as well. One more right click though. Notice does get the kill. You know, that Leech Seed, it was enough to keep him healthy early on, but now Sarge will chase down. Swashbuckle SquadX going to be right back in. The shield crash comes out. It looks like TP from the Tiny couldn't try and come through here. The cookie. The batch still, it carries on going. The Swashbuckle even finds the
Aincrad is dead now.
Yeah, the Rocket Flood's going to scout him out in the trees, and now this Rolling Thunder. Toss here from the Tiny. It's going to be the TP from Gilgir. So one by one, they're going to be dragged up to this top lane, but one by one they will fall. Notice, do they complete the TP? Pantomime. He's going to be alone. Gilgir, he cancelled his own TP, and they're going to be able to go again onto this tree, and he's just going to be left alone. No respawns, and Gilgir cancelled it, but the tree didn't. And they give up a, what was that, a 4th kill? A 3rd kill? Yeah.
4th, yeah.
Yeah,
he
twice
died
on the tree. Yeah.
Okay, so, man, one move. They needed the Tiny to have a good game. Does this look like he's having a good game? It's not that only Aincrad is suffering. He's the best out of all of his teammates. Everyone is suffering on the side of one move. This Beastmaster needed a Tiny to go towards him, and this Tiny is going towards the top lane, trying to defend people and dying in the process. And one move's early game, when you look at it, it could not have gone worse here, Rob. It literally could not have gone worse.
No. And you can see that Munkushi, he's hiding, he's moving into the jungle, he's trying to find that farm away. And it is through the power treads coming through eventually, but Munkushi, you look at the Clockwork, I mean, the Clockwork's hanging around, he's looking just to scout out. Clockwork's level 4, he's going to be close to level 6, you know, he might actually be able to get the tome if they prioritize that over the Sharpshooter. And then Sayush noticed they're going to be able to hunt through, they're going to be able to take away all of this space from Munkushi with the hookshot into the Mortimer cases, because noticed already has those. So look at this, Sayush, he doesn't even need the hookshot, he's just going to be going around the other way, trying to close a gap here onto Munkushi. He has to move himself away, because this high ground ward does see the rotation from noticed and knows those Mortimer cases are a threat.
Virtus Pro, and they know that they're stronger right now, and that one move have to be farming the Blink on the Tiny and the level 6 on the Dark Willow. So what they're doing right now is that they're not focusing on towers, they're focusing on increasing their lead, getting themselves as strong as possible, because you get yourself some kind of a lead right now. Krillat gets his items, and then with the illusions, he's gonna deal with everything that one move has just by pushing out the waves. So right now, they don't have to be focusing on towers, they can just focus on heroes and extend this lead even further, because one move currently are helpless unless VP makes a big mistake.
Yeah, and Sarish does have the tome coming out from here as well. It's on his courier. Pantomime's in the trees trying to soak, maybe get to that level 6, but Sarish, he's moving through. So there's going to be the Nature's Grasping. No, he's here. No hookshot again just yet, but Pantomime, he's going to be spotted out by the Rocket Flood coming through. Noticed, but he won't connect, but the Scatter Blast will into the Swashbuckle, and now the tree, he's going to be felled again. Cut down by Noticed.
It's one move moved way too far back, and then you leave the Treant alone. And Virtus Pro, ideally they would want to go into the enemy jungle to get some kills, but they're fine with diving the Treant. They have pretty good heroes to do so. Pango, Clockwork, and the Snapfire, all of them have spells that are gonna make it possible to attack the Treant in the trees.
Yeah, and even through the living armor, thanks to the little shredder coming out for Noticed, they're going to be able to put pressure on. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see that Krillia, He's just looking to get the farm. He's finding some solo XP. He's finding that extra with the illusions, you know, trying to get to the range. But with Ironcrad coming through, Squadix, if they counter pounds him again, this tree is 0, 4, and 0, and this isn't the Toronto Tokyo tree. Yeah, this is just, he's trying to do his best to take this the pressure away from the tower. But now the TP's in. They're going to be able to come into the mid lane, and if they want to go, as Sao, she's level 6. He's not skilled up the hook shot just yet. In fact, he actually goes for another point into the battery, so 3 points into that. So no hook shot, but they're still finding the kills.
I don't know what the idea for Minecraft was. I think what Gilgir was trying to do is get close to the cliff so it gets pushed down. And Minecraft is like, no, you go there and die. And now it's not going to be one move to taking down the tower. It's actually going to be Virtus Pro. So Treant Protector, his sacrifices on the top lane, they're going to be in vain.
Well, they're going to be able to get the hook shot in now as well onto the Tiny. Ironcrad with the push away. The shield crash, it stops short of the cogs, but it looks like Sauge, he's trying to close that gap. He's trying to break the cogs. The swashbuckle, it doesn't connect an Ironcrad there. At least he's going to be able to use the bottle charges to keep himself alive. Might even try and re-engage. But VP, they know this. Yeah, he's going to blink in. Do they have enough damage to take him down? Pangolier will go down. And that's what Ironcrad needed to get himself at least partially back into this.
Anchor gets the kill, and Afterlife gets the tower. So finally, one move are starting to get something. Is it a little bit too late? Yes, but at least they're opening up the map now. And they're going to have some smokes to make it happen. Gilgir, he has level 7 as well. His damage output is quite insane. So him and the Tiny, they pretty much kill any hero on the map.
Yeah, but notice he's getting close to these Greaves. And I did say about the timing on the Tiny, if you can find the rotations, you know, VP, they aren't the tankiest heroes in the world, but if Snapfire starts to move with his team, even if the jump comes out from the Tiny, once he has these Greaves up, that kill potential for the Tiny, it just gets so much smaller and so much harder to pull off.
Now what they want to do is push Afterlife out of this area on the map. Considering that his teammates didn't find anything, he understands that he's being hunted.
Yeah, there's going to be the big wraparound coming through the smoke here, but he's playing between the creeps, so this smoke shot, it has to be done. They're going to be able to find it. The cogs come through, the Scatterblast now as well. Sharpshooter onto the Beastmaster, and Sauge picks him up. They're even going to be able to take down the Skeletons as well as the Dark Troll Summoner here. Nutshot coming out from Dotalicious. Yeah, quick cleanup there, and really nice rotation from the two supports on the offlaner. Didn't even need to use the multi-kisses as well.
I'm very surprised that he died, actually, because it was obvious that Virtus Pro were missing on the map, and there's one thing that you really want to make sure with Virtus Pro that is going well for one move, and that is control of the bottom part of the map, and he just overstays his welcome. So he definitely could have read that situation. So slight mistake from Notice, but you know, the side of Virtus Pro, considering that they're winning, it's much easier for them to move faster around the map, considering that they've taken down the mid lane tower.
Yeah, and that's the Greaves complete now for the Snapfire. It does mean that the shard is going to be a little bit delayed, but the amount, I mean, again, still not thrown out his ultimate, still not needed to use it just yet. So the Greaves going to be way more useful in these fights because he doesn't need the extra damage from the cookie because they're getting the kills even without the multiple kisses. Sauge, he's got that hook shot up again. There's going to be another smoke coming through here from the two supports, from Notice rotating around as well. And if they can find another lockdown, even onto the Tiny here, Mimkushi's going to show, or is going to be visible through this smoke with the rest of his team. He's going to show, farm up these creeps, and they might just turn it around. They're going to go for another bigger wraparound, but they're eventually going to be able to find the jump. Kushi, do they have the vision? They don't see him. The ward gets dropped, but he's already away in the trees, walking towards that high ground. So he have the rain. He's also he's going to get caught out on the most of it. He's out of the rain down on top of the jump feet, and there's nothing he can do to keep him alive because the rest of his team too far away to respawn. And even if he did, the most of the cases just roasted alive.
He's vanity on an illusion. That's an illusion. Now they have to pay one move. They're all gone.
He stops his TP a little further than the shield craft to come out anyway. Overgrowth.
Can he get out
through? He's going out of the gap, and it looks like Ironcrad is going to be able to move himself away. It's not going to be enough. He tries to get himself back into the fight. Did Gilgir, but the cookie comes outside. He gets the kill to Gilgir. Nice engage. He goes to Ironcrad. It's a struggle. But you can kill the score. So the rest of the team is got no, this is Afterlife. Trying to move the stuff away. Sauge trying to go with control of the charge. On the time, because that launches out of the tablet as well. Did he go to no shooting now? And Tiny, the cookie goes out. Even though the cookie trying to move the camp with the sharpshooter, and it breaks onto the shell here. Even through the fear, he wants to go right back in on Noguchi. Let's see the change off of the health here with the Thunder. But it looks like they back themselves away. Okay, they get a good couple of kills onto that. You know, they take down the Tiny, they take down Gilgir, they give up Squadix as well, Sauge. But they got spells forced out. They forced out the Requiem of Souls as well. And now they can reset VP, come back into this a little bit later on, and maybe look for more objectives on the map.
The one move had a good position there, but they used so much on that illusion. That is why the fight came so close. Skill gear, oh, he'll be fine. That living armor keeping him alive. But was it really?
Is it though? Is it?
No,
Is it?
It isn't. It isn't. But that was a really nice TP from Krillat to the bottom lane, because when the Pango dies, you don't have any more damage.
Yeah, and you can see the Afterlife going to be caught out in the cogs. The cookie comes in, the Scatter Blast, and Dutalicious with the sharpshooter from downtown finds the kill. You saw just then as well the odds on the screen from EGB, given the favoritism over, not favoritism, but the favorite odds over to VP. They might lose the Hoodwink, but he's going to be fine with this. In fact, did he want to go for more here? Rolling Thunder is available, but back underneath the tier 2 tower, it looks like one move, not going to be going for it. So again, yeah, VP earning the shorter odds coming out from EGB in this second match, because they're just everywhere on the map.
They wouldn't have had the damage. That's the reason they didn't go forward. Maybe you can get on top of one hero, but even the Mortimer's Kisses aren't gonna do enough. You need the sharpshooter, really. And when your Hoodwink is dead, you're probably gonna decide not to dive, at least not the tankier of heroes.
Well, about that. I mean, Squadix, he's got the roll up now as well. Saurus going to chase out with the battery, so connected onto Gilgan. The Rocket Flurry gets it. The Swashbuckle doing enough damage that Saurus can secure it there. 4 points into the Rocket Flurry and gets that kill.
They definitely can bring down the squishier supports, especially Gilgear. He's a pretty easy target. I like that he's going for a shard, but now is the question, like, why did you max out the Shadow Realm? He just thought that the game was gonna go in a different way. It's gonna be him and the Tiny, best buddies, going around the map, killing everyone, but it didn't work out.
No, and you can see top lane fortification will be there. And again, the little Shredder onto the tower, even through this living armor. Kriya just wants to step up. Saurus on the backlines as well. There's going to be the TP in from Gilgear, but that's not where you want to be, especially with Saurus being close. So Gilgear's going to show if they want to go for this, or in fact, are they going to go for a tastier target? Saurus with the rocket flare, just trying to take down this Hawk.
Again, they're using their spells onto illusions.
Yeah, the roll-up comes through. Shadow Realm's going to be here now as well. Revealing Souls. It looks like it was being teased, but the hook jump comes through the back line. They've got the kill onto Gilga, and now with the multiple kisses raining down. They don't have a BKB on Munkushi to get him to help him survive through that. And they just clean up the Shadow Fiend once again, and now the slowdown onto the Tiny because of this Diffusal Blade. Do they have the damage? Well, it says Bushwhack, Ainkrad. He's moved himself away. The trees will be cut down by the axes. And, well, they got the kill onto Saurus, but they have to, again, immediately move themselves out. The Metamorphosis still going to be there about halfway through. And this Tier 2 tower, it's going to go down. They get the jump on. Notice, yeah, he will go down. Had the creeps up in a second too late.
One thing that one move are doing good in this game, they're recognizing that the damage output of Virtus Pro stops at one point, right?
Yeah.
Swashbuckle, Rolling Thunder, the Sharpshooter, Mortimer's Kisses, then no more damage. So if you survive through that, you can always re-engage. And Ainkrad is doing a good job now taking some of the kills. In the end, you do lose the tier 2, and the Terrorblade will get to a point where his damage output is high enough that he can compensate for that, so that you're gonna have the constant output for it. But at least one move are fighting properly. If there were no re-engagements like this that they have gone for multiple times in this game right now would have been over. But with those re-engages, they're keeping themselves in it.
Yeah, but the hook shot's going to be there. Onto the Tiny in the river. The cogs come through. There's going to be a shield crash over with the Rolling Thunder, but he does get pushed out here. Ainkrad, Brambles being effective, but look at this. The little gap, it pushes him up to the high ground, though. Ainkrad, he might be able to live through this. In fact, he's going to be blinked right back in here with the Rolling Thunder wearing off the toss here on Squad X. To get himself away, the Swashbuckle up to the higher ground. He might survive. Ainkrad wants to chase. The Tumbler's toy comes out, but he's not going to be able to blink, and now he might have gone a little bit too far. There's going to be the Sharpshooter coming through, but the Avalanche Swashbuckle, it doesn't actually do enough damage to get onto the Tiny, and now the chase is on. He might be able to get themselves another kill onto Notion Snapfire. They get himself out. The Avalanche, there's going to be the Roar into the Terrorize now as well. They have the lockdown onto the Snapfire. They do find that kill.
And one move recognizing they just can't die. If the Terrorblade isn't there, they're going to be fine. And without the Metamorphosis, is not going to be coming into the fight. So one move doing a really good job in this game currently, and they need to continue doing so. If their early game didn't go as bad as it did, this would have been a pretty good game for them. But now they're still struggling, and they're in a race against time where Krillat is going to get that Skadi, and boy, does that change things so much.
They might... I know there's going to be the backup. Yeah, VP, Jakarta even gets that Sentry Ward down, and immediately You see Gilly, he has to go for that Shadow Realm away.
So Roche could be something that Virtus Pro could be looking to get, because you have taken the tier 2, but the outpost is still hard. Ideally, against a team that has better vision, that has better area control, you try to pull them out of it and then initiate in a position that you feel comfortable with. So going for an objective is always nice. That's, you know, play around the Terrorblade, and inside of the Roche pit, that would be easier to do. So I'm curious to see once he gets the Scotty, if they go for something like it, or does he still feel uncomfortable until he has the BKB?
Well, they're going to see Munkushi on the bottom part of the map. He doesn't have a TP score either. It's being delivered on the courier now, but yeah, it looks like they're going to group up the Hawk, the World Scouts out, the Roche Vet, and Squad X. They're inside it. They know this is happening here on the side of War Move. How quickly do they respond to this? Do they even respond at all? It looks like Munkushi is just going to farm this last camp. Does he want to try and TP to anywhere? He's just going to carry on farming. It looks like they're going to give this one away.
Coming in, SF is late though. They're going to be fighting this one without the SF.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a TP, but there's nothing to TP to, and the Aegis, it goes away with Kralat. They just try and peel off now. It looks like through the smoke, One Move the settlement on this high ground. But nobody's coming up onto this high ground here from the side of VP. They're smoked up. They will look to get aggressive as well. Yeah, to be try and get themselves up. There's going to be the Shadow Realm coming out. This is Rolling Thunder, though, coming through the multiple cases, even through the Shadow Realm. They're going to be able to get the kill to Gillian, and now they can go into Pantomime. Pantomime locked down, and Notice gets himself a double with the multi-kisses.
That is a textbook showing of the side of Virtus Pro. How you take Roche, how you play Dota, and then how you get out of the Roche pit to get into a fight when you know that your enemies are ready for you. You send the guy that does the most damage and has the Aegis in front. You smoke out of the pit because you don't want to get surprised. You stay together all the time, and you're always sending the Terrorblade like a lot in front of your teammates.
The hook shot comes in. Can he get himself away from this one? Ironcrad is going to just watch Puzzle. Anything to cancel the leader in. Battery Assault, they get the kill onto Ironcrad. While this is going
Terrorblade alone.
Yeah, the mid lane. I mean, he does have the Aegis, but the Roar comes out. Is his teammates going to be able to respond in time? You have the BKB, though. He is going to be chunked down. No, he gets his under off. He's still got the Aegis. He is going to be taken down. You know, his health is a second time, but he's just setting up. This is going to be a really nice
BKB.
Back in the damage on Munkushi. And now the BKB comes out. He's trying to do what he can. They do get the kill onto Kralat. But it's going to cost them more as the swashbuckle with the shield craft here onto the Dark Willow. This time with the bushwhack, it doesn't connect. And now with the Rolling Thunder, though, do they have the damage to take him down? Notice with the cookie. They get the kill onto Gilga. So it
didn't matter. It didn't matter that DSF didn't get the BKB off. I thought he was going to BKB and just go for the Requiem. But he got bushwhacked there. I was like, no, are you really letting him escape? No Force Staffs, you know, no chances of saving the Terrorblade there. He was just way too deep. Virtus Pro getting ahead of themselves. And actually, it was Krillat. You know, the second his teammates start TPing to the top lane, you start moving back. But he overstayed a couple of seconds and he got caught.
Yeah, he did want to put the pressure onto the tier 2, take that one down, because obviously with the tree being on the side of War Move, if you don't completely delete the tower, he will be able to heal it up. Down to 430 health. And yeah, he just overstays his welcome. He gets caught out, he gets killed off, and that's going to be a really quick Aegis burn, not a lot of objective. For
sure. And it allows One Move to get out on the map. That is the big thing. If they can again control the bottom part of the map, is a big deal. But this ward that was left from Virtus Pro, if you look at it, they're protecting the bottom part of the map because they understand here is the place where they can catch One Move off guard. Right? If One Move are the ones jumping on the top lane, they're winning the fight 100%. But if you are the ones that see them when they're not expecting it, they're gonna be in so much trouble. And I really like the way that Virtus Pro worded there. The thing is, One Move, they seem to have read it and they're coming in with numbers.
Yeah, they've got Afterlife sitting in front. Terrorblade says he's on the way down. You've got the Pangolier trying to shove out this top lane, but Afterlife, he's not even committing himself. He's just using the balls and the Black Dragon to push out onto this tier 2 tower. And like I said, the rest of the team were hanging around behind. Ironcrad, though, he's TP'd himself up. Do they think they can catch out the Pangolier? Because Gilg is up here as well.
I'm starting to be very afraid for One Move because the Terrorblade is starting to hit a critical mass. His illusions are already an issue. They're constantly dealing with the waves. But once he gets the BKB, that is when you cannot deal with him in a fight. He gets the BKB off, he's not going down. You do not have the right click damage necessary, nor will you ever have it against the Terrorblade actually to deal with him, and he murders all of you. So this is getting scary for one move, and this is the price they're gonna be paying for those mistakes in the early game.
Yeah, and you can see the Shadow Fiend, he's looking for the extra farm. He's got that BKB down to, was it like 7 seconds? 8 seconds, so he's only using it once. As Dotalicious, he cleans up onto Gilga once again.
Being annoyed by the Terrorblade illusions, you're trying to deal with them, and then the rest of the pack just come in and they take you down. So many spells on the side of Virtus Pro to hit onto a Shadow Realm target. Doesn't really protect you all that much.
Yeah, the battery assault does still connect, right? But even that, you've got.
No.
Does it not?
No battery. The cogs too.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay. I thought because it was still like an area of an effect ability that came out, but you still have the cookie coming in, the scatter blast damage, the swashbuckle damage. You know, it's still a lot to connect onto and find that kill onto the Dark Willow.
There's a ton of it that is a problem for you. Afterlife, he has this really nice spot and hasn't been spotted just yet. He needs to TP out right now.
Yeah, the rocket flare, anything. The creep's getting in
Just what
front.
I was waiting for.
Clock blocks once again, and the TP will connect. There no way to disrupt. Sorry.
TP an outpost. He TP'd to a freaking outpost. That's like a ballsy move from Afterlife. Ooh, man. And no bash either. I think Squadix connected with the swashbuckle, right? And he didn't get a bash. So Afterlife, not only is he ballsy, he's lucky as well.
Yeah, no, 100% calculated. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Especially because there's 4 hits from the Pango and 25% for the Basher.
No, he knew that the clockwork was going to get blocked, and it was a strategy to put VP on tilt.
Okay. Krillat almost dying there. They didn't see him. And I actually can't believe that he's still farming this, considering that looking at the lanes and no one is showing. And he's like, yeah, I'm farming the jungle finally. He just lets go of that camp. You know, it's considered the safe camp, but really he wasn't feeling safe there. All of his teammates on the other side of the map, all of the lanes pushed in, no one showing on the map. And the only reason that Krillat lived is because they didn't poke on that camp, the one next to the outpost on the bottom lane. If they did, one on the left. If they did, that was just a dead Airblade just before his BKB, but now he finally has it.
Yeah, he has that BKB out, has the Paladin Sword as well, which is going to give him that extra sustain in the fights. Just scouting out in the Roche Pit, or just hiding himself away in the Roche Pit, it looks like, making sure that he isn't the first one to be engaged on. But the Rocket Flood's coming through. DP, they're reading the movements here of one move.
I'd rather see the Titan Sliver on Blade, to be honest, because you're gonna get roared. Right? There is probably gonna be a Lincoln's. Nope, actually Squadix not going for it. Yeah, but I definitely would have liked that, because you already have a Sunder to give a little bit of sustain, and just having something that is gonna help you deal with the roar and get you out of it as fast as possible is something. See, plus the damage of the Terrorblade, it's mostly from stats, so you don't have much of this green damage, so you're definitely going to be benefiting a lot from the Titan Sliver.
Okay, Dotalicious getting the D-Ward off now, bro. He's got that Psychic Headband, so he's got the extra push away if he needs to, past that Sharpshooter. 4 staffs as well. He's a little ball of control coming out here, this Hoodwink.
Yeah, for sure. And a ball of damage as well. You know, whoever gets caught can easily get blown up if they don't have a BKB. Luckily for one move, the Tiny and DSF, they both do, and Afterlife is working towards us.
Well, you say that, but there's going to be the hook shot. It actually comes out onto the train protector now as well, with the Rolling Thunder on the backlines. Does Clockwork have enough damage? He's already used the Sharpshooter, yeah. Dotalicious easily blows up, and now they've got the lockdown onto even the bash coming out to Gilga, and the Dark Widow gets cleaned up. Mortimer kisses point blank, and Ironclad, he just has to try and get himself away from this one, but he's going to be controlled by the Bushwhack, and they get another kill out of this, they get a core kill out of this, and they're going to be able to chase even further now. The illusions on Munkushi having his own power turned against him.
Very nice approach to fights from Virtus Pro. They know that they're winning this game, and they don't have to fully commit on fights. They just kill the squishy supports without much committal, and then the fight is over. Then you're gonna be pushing forward, getting objectives, getting towers, and potentially, you know, a core kill here and there. But if you're taking down the supports and burning through the BKBs of the enemies, you're more than happy with the outcomes.
Yeah, Terrorblade just with a casual double damage rune in the bottle, so he's going to be able to come up with these illusions. Living Armor will be there on the tier 3 tower, but I don't know how long the tier 3 tower will be there itself.
Not going to help much.
No, look at it how quickly it's disappearing, and they do finish it off. He has to be able to secure that. He wants to carry on going. He's using these illusions. The Brambles do come out the cookie. Maybe he doesn't want to go that far forward as a Terrorblade on the front line, so we'll be forced that back. And they're going to be able to get at least that range max out of it. A really nice committal there to take that building down. And now they can move themselves out. They've not lost anything. They've only really used the Metamorphosis. And even when that fades off, you know, VP, they just need to wait for that to be back up. They can posture around the Roche pit. Roche, it's going to be 10 seconds away, or 12 seconds-ish.
The cookie there was just like good boy for the Terrorblade. If your carry is taking down towers, you need to enforce that behavior. You want that to happen every single game, and then if he gets a treat, so that's why the cookie was there. But this is kind of dangerous for Virtus Pro because they don't have a meta, and one move they should go for a play. It's now or never. If you wait for the meta to come back up, you're gonna lose the Roche and you're gonna lose the game. But now you actually do have this chance to be on the aggressive.
Yeah, the haste gets picked up by the cast. I think Acro was trying to blink himself towards that. They know the Roche is up. They've got the Terrorblade illusion, so they know this is where one move are roughly around this. And yeah, with the Metamorphosis being down on the Terrorblade, are they going to contest into this? Because this is going to be the second Roche with the shot as well. So I think they'll be looking. Swashbuckle comes out, the bash here onto Munkushi. They're looking, you can see the position coming out from one move though. They just let Munkushi find the farm, find the damage out to Roshan, and everyone else is positioned around the pit to try and block these hook shots coming in from the clockwork.
Terrorblade illusions are hard to deal with, but now you're gonna make a decision. You get away from that Roche, or we take down Araxis, or maybe even both is gonna happen.
Yeah, you can see that Krilat, he's just pushing into the base, even with his illusions. Okay, he's saying, just buy me as much time as you can. The bash out, Roshan is about missing 3/4 of his health, but that Rolling Thunder, you can hear on the back lines. And now Squadix says he want to come through. Aincrad's going to use his BKB. Sharpshooter doesn't actually connect him to any heroes. And the Rolling Thunder inside the pit, so the Tiny has to back himself out. TPs himself back to base, and they might be able to get the cleanup, and will be able to get the cleanup onto Pazmoon. Gilga goes down as well. Afterlife, was this chase, was this gap close? It's going to be the 4-step forward. Krilat trying to slow him down with the right clicks, and Afterlife, well, the buyback comes out from the train. He's still got that overgrowth if you need it. But they just say, thank you very much. You wasted your time. The Metamorphosis is back up, and we'll take this Roshan from your hands.
Okay, that should be it for this game too. Virtus Pro, very nicely done. They saw that was, you know, it wasn't even fast. It's like, okay, I'm going for the mid lane, and these guys are okay. We are gonna poke. In one move, they made the decision. They said, we are letting him get the Raxes. We need this Roche. They committed for it, and they didn't get it. And with that, this game should be over. Now with an Aegis on Krilat, and with one move not having an objective to force the fight on when there's no meta, I just wouldn't. I just don't see them winning this one.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Demon Zeal here now as well, so he's going to be able to pop this, walking up to the high ground. And just using these illusions, okay, there's going to be a little bit of high ground protection, but do they have enough damage to take down? They don't. They can't kill Gilga. Well, they probably can now with the Rolling Thunder coming in on the back lines. 4-step, driven away from that Swashbuckle damage. It will keep Gilga alive.
Force that kept him alive. That was very nicely positioned by the Pango Squadix. He knew that he was gonna connect with the shield crash, and of course with the swashbuckle coming out of it. But because the force that came out from the SF, Gilgir did survive. Not like his death would have changed much. Virtus Pro are still gonna wait for their meta before they push, and their next objective is the bottom tier 2. That's why you're seeing illusions being sent there. But at least it would have been a very cool kill.
Saryush needs to get himself away from this one. He's just going to hook away to the neutrals. He will be able to. It's only level 2, but it's still only a 45-second cooldown on the hook. So it's not even like that was a massive commitment to do, that you're forced out of Saryush. It's not like there's a chronosphere or something. By the time the next fight's ready, by the time the Metamorphosis is ready, that hook will be back up.
Pretty much at the same time. Also now, Virtus Pro are getting towards their luxury items, being the Lotus Orbs in this game. You're playing against the Treant, you're playing against the Beastmaster, you're playing against the Dark Willow. Even the SF Fear can be removed by it. So Lotus Orb is pretty much a perfect item. Snapbar has one, and the Clockwork is working towards another. He doesn't really need to finish it, but those items just make one move's gameplay impossible.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, Hookshot is going to be a second away. The Curse Crown into the Brambles. It's going to be there around Sourish, and Sourish slowly but surely. I mean, the ball's slowing him down, but he's just going to be able to waddle his way away from those Brambles. And on the back lines, he's got the range. He's in range for the Hookshot. If he wants to find anyone, he can jump. And it's just a massive grouping up here of heroes here from sort of one move behind this tier 2 tower. Because you want to try and jump on the Rocket Float. Comes out, they even get the catch onto the Tiny. Has to maybe wait for these creeps to pass by. So they're going to be able to get this tier 2 tower. Yeah.
You just take it slow. You don't need to go for that one. One move. They don't have any outer towers left. They cannot fight. Their mid lane tower is gone. Tiny, you know, he's best at defending around the mid lane because of the toss back. At least, okay, maybe not now. He does have the tree volley, so that changes things a bit. But it's still not a spell that kills the Terror Blade. He's way too tanky. You don't even have a small crit, so I think that tree volley isn't as strong as Aincrad would like.
Yeah, and the multiple cases, they're going to drop after like the force staff comes through. Just give himself away from this when the Overgrowth comes out. But Notice still gets a kill onto the Beastmaster, and now the diving from the block hook as well. He keeps that hook. He's just going to be able to walk straight up to the Tiny. And the Tiny, the BKB's going to be forced out now as well. He just turns him around, the point blank hook onto Aincrad. And the damage coming through from Krillian. He's just going to be able to burn this Tiny down. Tiny can't get himself away. The Roar comes out, but it doesn't matter. He get the kill, and now they're just going to be diving into the base. The Cookie is now as well. Pantomime does he get cleaved down? He will. Squadex gets that kill. Now they're just going to go straight in for the fountain. It looks like, well, the fear's stopping them for a little bit. And Kushi pushes out of the fountain. But they could just go back for a second set of racks if they want to. They don't want to. They want to be putting the pressure onto one move in their own fountain.
They want to force one move to surrender. We are stronger. Just give up. Give up. You remember, Conor McGregor versus Khabib? Like, let's talk now. You know, that's kind of the approach. Though it's not like one move trash talked or anything. But anyways, you know, Krillat, at this point, he's way too strong, and he doesn't even need to use the BKB in the fights because he knows the Lotus Orb removes everything that is going to be tossed towards him. He sees the Terrorize going towards him every single time. You would just pop the BKB because it's so easy to react, and it's a spell that's problematic to you. But he doesn't need to because he knows instantly it's going to be removed by the Lotus.
Yeah, so they just go back. They're going to completely clean up the racks. He's got that butterfly there as well. So the mischance, 35% evasion. And he really, yeah, what else do you do to him? Because the right click, the hooker comes through onto the Shadow Fiend. You're going to have the lockdown now as well. The Cookie comes out, but he was already forced after away. So sorry, he might have gone a little bit too deep. The sharpshooter comes through as well. It doesn't matter. GG is going to be called here. And Virtus Pro, they take this series in 2.
Yep, and deservingly so. Like one.